Questions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team Untapped Reads. We are back on episode 16. Woohoo! You know, episode 16 means we are 4 months into Team Untapped Reads. Right?
Amazing, right? How we stuck for so long through thick and thin. Sometimes there are some absentees, but we're still back. We still bounce back after some setback.
Yeah,
And that's the
man.
whole idea.
That's the whole idea. Well, I've got to leave slightly earlier.
So we try to wrap this up in by 11:30, 55 minutes, since it's a short chapter.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this done by 11:30. Tika, you gonna be okay?
I just spill coffee on my touchpad, so things should be
Oh
fine.
no.
Coffee. Hey, when are you guys gonna kidnap me for coffee? By the way, it has to be a planned kid. It cannot be a turn up unannounced thing.
The soonest will be tomorrow.
No.
Do you know who what's her name, Caroline is, right?
Which one?
Caroline, the one who's currently working in Fisherman, the fast saber one.
Caroline, hi.
She knows you.
Yeah, we karaoke once in a while.
Yeah, so I'm actually going out for lunch with her after this. You wanna come?
Ah, okay. I have to go to hospital, so I can't.
Ah. Well, we are also doing dinner later if you wanna come join.
I can invite her to my dance.
I think can, but I'm not sure if she
If
can
she's,
make it though.
yeah, I know that in her case it's a transport thing, but if she's keen, we are still looking for AV people.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't go in earlier.
No, that's fine. It's very last minute, that's why. So it's like pulling on off stuff and who can actually help.
Yeah, we.
Um, what time is you're having lunch with her, then you're having dinner with her.
Yep, because she's got a friend from the States. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'll
Hi
ask her
Daya.
directly. Anyway, shall we start? We can discuss this later.
Yep. All right. So let's. I hope Tika can join us once she's done clearing up her stuff on the laptop. And here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team Untapped Reads. We are in episode 16, which means that we're 4 months in. Woohoo! Okay, so
Ooh,
today we are reading The Energy Bus by Jon Gordon. Alright, it's
beep beep.
beep beep. I like that one. Wait, let me see. Yeah.
That's not a horn.
I don't think I have a horn one. No, I actually don't have a horn one. I only have this. That's the closest. Yeah. So
That's
anyway.
like rave music.
So this is the chapter. Today we are doing chapter 6 and 7. Alright, so just some reminders before we start our chapters. Questions from the audience are encouraged. Alright, experiences are going to be personal, so be open in accepting them. Alright, and today we are doing chapter 6 and 7, which starts the first rule of the energy bus. Alright, so let's head in. Okay, chapter 6, the rules. So chapter 6 starts off with George getting up earlier than usual just to go take the bus. Alright, he's missing joy now, you know. He's missing joy in his life. Alright. So he decides to wake up early and head out early just to go and get the bus. Right? And the first thing that he is confronted by, depending on your English, right?
Yes.
is the thoughts of his team, right? Whether
Mm.
he and his team were dealing with conflicts, and that his team is whether they're good enough, right?
Putting out fires, that is never fun, especially
Yeah.
when you're working. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it interesting how he compares his team to a bad marriage.
They're related because you're the same person.
So like I find it interesting because he's not in a bad marriage. He's still in a good marriage. I mean, the fact that the both of them are there and then the wife is willing to pick him up to go out, I think it's still a good marriage, right? But yeah, things happen and they argue. So I think the first question that comes up in this chapter is when he saw Joy and Joy made him smile. And he goes on the bus and he asked Joy whether, was Joy why wasn't Joy there yesterday? And then Joy tells him, Tuesday's my day off, sugar. It's the day I take care of my sick father. He can't remember anything anymore.
Mm.
Wow. I know a friend of ours who has a grandmother who doesn't remember anyone anymore. Uh, oh my God, this is so big. Let me reduce this.
Relatable. Do you on a personal level?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, her grandmother has Alzheimer's, so her
Mm.
grandmother can't remember anyone and keeps thinking there's someone out there to kill her. You know,
Okay.
it's really creepy, I tell you. And yeah, it's not easy. So that brings us to this. Joy is facing all these problems, and yet she is trying to be happy for other people. You know, and Josh asks her, "How do you stay so happy?" And she says, "Because I love life. It's because I love you and because I love me." So my question is this, all right? Can we stay happy in the face of adversity? And what do we think of the people who can? All right, it's a deeper question than what I usually go through, but I think you guys will like it, right? What do you guys think? Could we stay happy in the face of adversity? And what do we think of people who can? Uh, I honestly used to think um, that I cannot stay happy in the face of adversity. Uh, but I've always known that I could, right? I've always known that I could. It's just that I didn't believe that I could. Uh, and whenever I don't believe I could, my coach would give me examples of how I'm actually happy in the face of adversity.
What
And
what adversities do you face back then? I mean, what sort of adversity is an example?
well, um, one example would be while I was doing the Spartan challenge, like the 30 days of Spartan challenge that happened last month. I was dealing with a bloated liver. I was dealing with uh, what's this word for it? Pre-diabetic symptoms. I was dealing with liver issues because of the liver condition. It would take me longer to recover from injury. Um, I got and then lost a job, a few jobs. I my sales volume dropped by half, uh, and all that happened, right? And I was dealing with people who would say one thing and do something else, or uh, people who yeah, I was just dealing with people problems as well. So that was the adversity that I had to face, right? But whenever like I go out and I do Spartan. I had to stay happy, right? I had to continue. The show must go on, you know. And whenever I come for book club, I have to stay happy. In fact, book club kind of makes me happy, you know. And then when I go for meetings, I had to stay happy. I had to make sure that uh, people don't think that I'm not happy. So I used to think, I honestly used to think uh, that people who can stay happy in the face of adversity must either be numb, like they don't care anymore, or ignorant, right? They're either like so used to the pain or they just don't care about it, you know? And then I realized that that's not the case. I realized that being able to stay happy in the face of adversity is a strength. It's not easy, uh, but it's a it's definitely a it's definitely someone who is strong who can actually stay happy in the face of adversity. Yeah. But what do you think? What do you
Personally, I think the word happyism is normal here. Perhaps the better word I would use is stay energetic and uh, stay energetic and upbeat or functional, even in the
functional?
face. Yeah, functional. That means you can still get out and do things and function like a normal person in spite of knowing that there are challenges and adversities that you are currently facing, and to put on that stoic front and not showing any signs of distress. I see it from that point of view. For me, I being an emotional person, I would say is actually quite challenging. Although that depends on the degree of the adversity. Like what kind of adversity are we talking about? If let's say I'm stuck in a Nazi concentration camp, then no way I can be happy. unless
Oh
unless I'm like Viktor Frankl, who found his way of meditation and somehow was able to overcome all the atrocities
no,
around
I
him in such a big
disagree.
situation.
I actually disagree with this one. Viktor Frankl didn't stay happy in the face of adversity. He stayed functional in the face of adversity. Uh,
Which is why I believe the word happy in this sentence is a bit of a misnomer, because it's hard to stay, it's hard to laugh or to feel the emotion of joy or pleasure when you're facing adversity. However, you can at least still function at a certain level. And in
no,
order for you to function, that emotion that you feel is not necessarily happiness. it could be a form of numbness, or it could be just a firm resolute or determination. I don't know.
so I kind of disagree with this. Mainly because okay, we all have heard of Viktor Frankl, right? Okay.
I haven't read the book. I only heard of him.
Yeah, but we've heard of him. All right. At the same time, there was another person who came out of the Nazi concentration camp, the same camp as Viktor Frankl. Okay. But she came out happy. Her name is Edith. She wrote a book. She wrote a book on it. And I actually just finished that book last year because it's an e-book. I don't have the physical copy. I can't show it to you. But yeah, her name was Edith something. Tika, do you remember what the name of the book was? I read it right before Cloud Atlas.
I think it was the gift or something.
Was it The Gift? Wait. Let me just go through my list of books. Hang on a moment. Yeah. Those of you guys who are on the chat, y'all may not be able to see this. Those of you who are on Twitch, y'all may not be able to see this, but book on choice. Yeah, her name is Edith Eger, and the name of the book was The Choice. So she was also in the Auschwitz camp, and while Viktor Frankl was very functional and very on point on what's this how to deal with the adversity, Edith Eger chose to be happy. She, in fact, she even said it that she remembers dancing for the people in the Auschwitz camp as part of her memory, to make sure that she feels happy enough to continue in the camp. And she managed to survive until the US soldiers came in and saved her life. And that was, I can't finish talking about that book in 5 minutes. No
I
way.
think that I think that will be a very good example for this
Staying
question
happy.
then, because that's a very extreme adversity to be in, which probably most of us normal people will not be able to relate to such atrocious conditions.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Auschwitz is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's not crazy, it's like it's inhumane.
Yeah. So, but therein shows us the difference between being functional and being happy. Like another example. This is my 25th hour of no sleep, and my 16 hour of fasting, right? And I'm still happy, or at least I'm trying to be.
Why should you not be?
Right? So that's an adversity, and I'm still happy. Right?
This thing is an adversity. I would say it's a challenge, but it's would you call that an adversity? To me, it's a challenge that you want to take on your own choice. And adversity is something that is out of your control and
Oh no,
unexpected.
it's definitely an adversity. I was dealing with some people problems late into the night.
Okay, that one, yes. But in terms of choosing to fast, I
Oh,
think it's
that's not a choice.
I thought that's an obstacle that's something that you would enjoy, do, want to do it for the sake of health, which has a reward to reap if you put up with it.
No, so I was dealing with somebody until 6 a.m. and then
Oh, then you're forced to fast.
and then at 6 a.m. I had to go to work. I had to
Ah,
go and teach gym, and then gym finished at 9. I got back home. By the time I reached home, it was 10:30. I took a shower, and here I am. Yeah, I even told Tika I want to try to take a nap, but the traffic jam was horrible, so so no nap for me. So yeah.
So what kept you happy? Is it the fact that, oh, there's book club to look forward to? Okay, there's people I can book jet fun with and talk about my favorite book. So is that what kept you going?
Partly, yes. Also partly because I think it's the responsibility of us on the book club to stay happy, because otherwise why would people want to watch us?
Because the content is interesting. Because people, oh, wait a minute, here we go. Because people like to hear Kenji talk.
See,
Maybe that's what kept you going.
that's partly true. That's partly true, right? Uh, and yeah, because I also know that all my team are gonna face adversities, and yeah, they're gonna need someone who's happy, right? So yeah, I am. But yeah, what do you think of people who can stay happy in the face of adversity?
Well, mental strength, I would say, is an understatement. Mm, I don't know. They have the ability to snap out of it. I say, or not relate so personally to the adversity and still able to keep themselves upbeat. To me, it's a kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a kind of mindset, and as you say, it's a choice to choose to be happy even when things aren't looking so great. So personally, I do have some admiration for those kind of people because they know when to snap out of it and they want to snap out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's an attitude thing, and there are times when I do come across when I do have a bad day, I just want to stay down.
I know, right?
I want to wallow, I feel like victim. But these people they choose not to do that because there's a payoff for not feeling like a victim or something along those lines.
At least we think
Yeah.
that there's a payoff. I don't think there's a payoff.
No, there is no payoff in being a victim other than okay, you can probably go and curl up in the bed and sleep for the way. That's one. I guess that's one nice payoff. You can take a nap.
I don't know. Some I used to like playing the victim. I used to like playing the victim, because when you're the victim, then you can go beg for money.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at all these people begging for money on the streets, right? Not all of them are OKUs. Not all of them are injured to the point where they need to beg. Some of them are perfectly fine. They're just begging for the sake of begging because it's easy money, right?
Because it's maybe that's the payoff because it's easy. It kind of like it's like a license for me to not do work for the day.
Yeah, it's like a permit to be shit.
Yeah, or permit to go and get yourself a cup of coffee when you ought to be working on your receipts.
Yeah. So I just recently listened to this David Goggins podcast, and he uses this term, unfuckwithable.
Is there a censor? Is there a censor sound kind censor group like
Yeah.
Untapped?
I don't have. I only have this. So I don't know. Tika, what do you think? Since you're back on screen, are you okay? Do you wanna talk about it?
Kind of stressed, kind of checking out my laptop whether it's still working or not. So yeah.
Yeah. Should we?
Oh no.
Okay. So then we'll just move on to the next question. One of the things that Joy says at the end of this paragraph is that it's because I love life, it's because I love you, and it's because I love me. How can I love myself if I don't love you? How could I love myself if I don't love everyone? You will see we are all connected and I love it all, even the ones who are hard to love. So, what do you guys think of this sentence? How can we love ourselves if we don't love others? Do you guys think it works that way, or do you guys think that we need to love ourselves before we can love others? What do you think?
Personally, I think to me it's one of those those statements that you find on those motivation posters. Um, I don't really have much to comment on the whole. You need to love yourself, love others because it's so preachy, and it sort of simplifies what I believe is a very what appears to me to be a very complex human experience and emotion. It's not as simple as that. So personally, it doesn't really resonate with me. It's just one of those sham slogans that everyone just throws about. So yeah, of course, personally, I think that we all have aspects of things that we love and dislike about ourselves. How we relate and how we love others, does it have to do with I want to be with love? I don't know, honestly speaking.
So maybe here is where Ray
It's
gets
just it's just too simplistic.
too
To your
cliche.
point, yeah, cliche. That's the word. Yeah, it's just too cliche. Like, you just throw it around what you don't actually mean.
So
Or
maybe
use it
here
because
this
everyone is saying it.
this is unique, because this is where Ray gets deeper than Kenji.
Seriously, that's funny cliche. It's like yeah, that sort of. Sure, love yourself and you believe in yourself. For goodness sake,
so
it's a lot. It's a lot more complex than that.
So I agree. I agree that love is a very complex emotion. I truly agree that love is a very complex emotion. We go through a lot of things in love. There is respect, there's admiration, there's there is trust, there's faith, there's hope, there's belief. It's all there in this one word called love, right? And the way
It's
I
a
see it,
spectrum. It's a spectrum, in other words.
yeah, there's arousal, there's a lot of things in the word love, right? And the way I see it, most Asians, okay, Asians look at the word love and directly relate it to romantic interest. All right, and I think that's wrong. I honestly think that's wrong because I don't believe that the word love translates very well into Asian languages. If you look at Mandarin, for example, they have many words for the word love. You know, and if you look at Japanese, there are many words for the word love, and all to describe or to show different levels of love, in my opinion, and different forms of love. But the way I see this loving people is that I don't know if we can love others more than we love ourselves or the other way around. I honestly don't know. But I find easier, okay, to love other people than it is to love myself. And that's me, right?
Ain't that the truth? It's
Like,
easier to. I mean, like it's easier to find the good in others and see others' strengths than to see your own. At least that is my experience. Like in my case of using dancing as an example, when I look at the playback of myself doing my solo, doing practice rehearsals, I'll be like, ah, but everyone is like, oh, there's so much improvement from before. Yeah, very nice. Well done, well done. And when I look at others, it's like, wow, I wish I could dance just like that. But when they do their own reflection, they'll be like, ah.
I know, right? Yeah. Like, it's easier to forgive other people's mistakes than to forgive my own.
We tend to be our own harshest critics, in other words.
I don't critic, I judge, I condemn.
Critic.
I am my own judge and jury. I am my own judge
Yeah,
dread.
yeah, very unreasonable that can be bright with coffee.
Like, I honestly wonder if anybody in the audience are old enough to even remember Judge Dredd.
Although,
Yeah.
I have never watched it before, but I kind of have this vague vision of how he looks like.
So as we go along in the chapter, right? Joy mentions rules, the rules of the energy bus, right? And she says that uh, how's this? Like George, people like George are also people that she likes to love, and she says that the reason that she's going to be riding on her bus is a good thing, is that she's going to be able to explain to him the 10 rules for the ride of his life, right? 10 rules for life. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw this, right, I was totally in agreement with George, man. I was like, oh my god, more rules? Dang. I've got like so many rules to follow already, and I'm a firm believer in the fact that rules are needed to be broken.
Yeah,
so
yeah, those kind of people.
so my question for you guys is, do you guys really think we need rules, and why? Why do we need them?
Okay, I'm going to quote Mr. Miyagi-san from Karate Kid. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there was this scene where he's always attending and nurturing his bonds. In this scene, Daniel LaRusso, which is his apprentice, came in and whined and lamented that he screwed up. He disappoint everyone. And so why are you angry with me? And Miyagi took him to a bonsai tree and said, when the roots of the tree is strong, then then the tree will be able to grow on its own. So what he meant by roots actually refers to the foundation of a person, a foundation of how a person lives, and philosophy, mindset, attitude, whatsoever all comes from there. So where do all of this come from? It comes from basically living a set of rules, which is what forms the foundation of your being. Once you understand those rules really, really well, then that's when you can break them. So rules may not necessarily, I think if you learn like martial arts, or in this case, even in dance and all that, there's always like foundational moves that you have to master, the basics. Especially in Taekwondo, there are like the basic drills that you have to do day in, day out, daily until your body's totally conditioned. So yeah, those are the rules that you need to master and follow at the back of your hands, know it inside and outside. Then after that, you'll be able to grow and do your own stuff. You want to break it, it's up to you. You want to modify it, you want to improvise, go for it, because you already had the rules set out. That's my belief, which I didn't really quite appreciate until I'm much, much older. Because I realized that throughout my young adulthood, it's pretty much lost. If it's not lost, it's stuck. Lost, stuck, or drifting. And I believe that happens because during my upbringing days, whatever rules or foundations that were set for me wasn't strong enough. So when that happens, you grow wild. If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense to me.
So yeah, I think it's, so in other words, the kind of long story short, yes, we do need them. You do need some kind of foundation to form your roots.
Why do you think we need them? To form our roots?
If not, you end up growing wild, as I said, or you end up drifting, or just becoming lost or stuck because there's nothing to fall back on when you're confronted with a situation where you have to make a decision. You get flustered, or you get confused, you get lost. If you have those set of rules over there, you can fall back into them, and it's up to you. It's your choice to go by the rules, or to break it. So you do need some kind of reference point or starting point to get you going. If not, you'll be stuck.
I agree with you. Tika, what do you think?
Yeah.
Question is about rules, right?
Do
Yeah,
we need them?
I do believe we need them because, like Ray said, like, it's something that we refer back to. For example, right now I'm very sad. uh,
You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
not right
Yeah.
now.
Alright. So
Yeah, I'll be
my
back.
my point of view on rules is that we need them, and the reason why I think we need them is because even if I want to break the rules, I still need the rules to be there so that I can break them.
Yeah. If you don't have any rules to break, then in other words, you have to start with second rule.
Yeah, life is gonna be boring, man, if you got no rules to break.
I think rules are important because it also helps to set boundaries, and because the human brain is inherently lazy, it
Yeah.
kind of helps to shortcut some certain decision makings. So rules, they serve a purpose and they serve a function.
Yep. So Joy asks this question: are you ready for the rules? If you are, say yes, yes, yes together with me. Come on.
Yes, yes, faster put sound effect. Yeah,
So come on,
that one.
everyone. Let's say yes, yes, yes together. Come on, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, can we have Tika to say yes, yes, yes? No, yes. Tika? Are you ready for the rules, Tika? Oh wait, Tika just dropped.
I think she needs to step away from the screen for a while to
I think she's still
address
fixing her
whatever.
laptop.
Yeah. You know, laptop issues can be the most distressing thing that happens in a modern person's life. Because like
Ah,
because we are so dependent on these digital devices. When the moment it stops working, it can really throw off your entire day, honestly speaking.
yep, I know. My laptop went into the workshop 3 out of 5 months.
Yeah. So we give Tika a bit of space to
Yep.
handle whatever she needs to do.
Okay. So let's head into the first rule. The first rule starts at chapter 7. It says, you are the driver. So you are the driver of your bus. Okay?
Yes.
What does that mean? Rule number 1 says you're the driver of your bus. And that means that you have full control of where your bus is going. Whether your bus is going up, 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 happy, 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 or your bus is going down, down, down. You
There's
have a
no
choice.
misery. Yeah.
So
You
I
know,
like
that,
to, yeah,
yep, go on.
I like to pick your brain, Ray. What do you think of rule number 1?
I think that concept can actually scare some people,
Hmm.
especially if they are used to being a victim or blaming things that are out of their control.
Hmm.
So yeah, realizing that you are responsible for everything that you say, for your actions, for your behavior, whatever happens to you right now in the present is basically a result of all the choices, good or bad, that you have made in the past, and and that's basically your responsibility. That kind of concept can actually can be very scary, to be really honest, because it kind of like puts you in the driver's seat, and
Hmm.
there's no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah,
As
and
harsh as it sounds, yeah, it sounds harsh. It can be quite shocking and distressing when this truth is being put out into the open. But you see, that's where self-compassion comes in. You see, it kind of opens the way towards being kind and compassionate to yourself when you realize that everything that you've done so far in life is because of our own actions.
yep.
So yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Like,
It's not a bad thing.
yeah, it's like you said, it's a double-edged sword. I can see where this is good. Like, yeah, you've got full control of your life. Everything is up to you. Things are happy, things are down. That's your choice. You choose to be happy or sad. But at the same time, right? You can't exactly walk up to someone who's a rape victim and say, "No, you're the driver of your own bus."
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
I didn't choose to be in that horrendous situation.
yeah,
I
but
didn't.
I think I wanna share an example of um you're the driver of your bus that I think brings this into sort of perspective uh very powerfully. Okay.
Mhm.
uh, this happened to me, and it happened to Eva, a friend of ours, right? So she got snatched theft
Mhm.
while we were taking a walk in Ipoh, her own hometown.
Mhm.
Okay, and instead of no, let's use my example first. My example was crap. So I got robbed, okay, in broad
Okay.
daylight in Ara Damansara when I was younger.
Okay.
All right, I make Ara Damansara and Ipoh sound like dangerous areas now. So I got robbed in Ara Damansara, and for years I hated going to Ara Damansara. Right, I would loathe the idea of going to Damansara Uptown. I wouldn't even set foot in Starling Mall for years until I really absolutely had to. Right, And even now, asking me to go to that area is like, I kind of dread that area a little bit. But on the other hand, Eva got snatched theft in Ipoh, alright, down this particular street. And not only was she like, oh, okay, I lost my bag, I need to go make a police report. She was so matter of fact about it, you know. She was like, we went to the police station, we got to be friends with the police officer. Turns out the police officer is a mutual friend between her sister. and she was so cool about it. And when I asked her, right, she was like, oh well, I did lose my bag, but I don't need to be angry about it. I can be happy about it. I cannot control where my bag went, but I can be responsible and find a replacement bag and continue the rest of my day as an adult. And to me that was like, wow. And just yesterday she was on the call with me telling me that she went back to that area to find one of her friends who owns a piece of property in that area to run an event for that person in that area. Like, I would avoid the place like the plague. I would avoid the place like it's full of COVID or something. But she's there and working on an event with a guy, you know. So I can really see that difference of being the driver of your bus and blaming other people for the situation that happened. She has regained full control of herself in dealing with that area. I didn't. And I think that's powerful. Very powerful, in fact.
It is actually. In fact, I would like to meet her to talk about about her powerful mindset. It's like, I also had a snatch thief incident before, and I immediately fell into the woe is me mentality. Like, why does my life suck? It goes down the negative spiral. But in her case, she didn't see it from that perspective. Instead, it's more like it's out of my control. I can sit here and mope, or I can go and get myself a new bag and just do the necessary, do the needful, and chalk it up for experience. But the place where the incident happened has nothing to do with bad luck or anything. It just, it's not a jinx place. It just so happened that the thief was there and I was there, but it doesn't mean that that place is inherently evil. You know, she don't have that kind of thinking, which it's actually very admirable.
Yeah, and very refreshing. Like, so many people would just blame life and
Yeah, but it feels so much more. It feels more gratifying to wallow in negativity.
I know.
It takes a lot more strength to think otherwise and say no, it's not the place's fault. Uptown is still a wonderful place to go. I mean, like, there's a lot of dessert, ice cream, matcha.
Yeah, I know that.
So,
Yeah.
no snatch thief is gonna stop me from my barista coffee and my matcha ice cream.
I'm gonna have to get over my fear of well, I kind of got over my fear and I stick to Starling Mall. Of course, I am being responsible now and making sure that I avoid funny looking characters in Uptown now, right? And now
it can happen anywhere. In other words, it doesn't have to always to be. I mean, it could be in Taman Mega. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's not.
Yeah, and it kind of gives me back control of my life, you know. I can go to wherever I want now, you know, instead of avoiding a particular area or something like that.
Yeah, it does take a lot of strength actually to see things from that perspective. When seeing it negatively and seeing myself as a victim is so much more emotionally gratifying, but very disempowering.
Yep. So then George asks a legit question, right? He says, what about other people's opinions, you know? So some people, they have opinions and they're opinions that come from a good place, you know what I'm saying? They don't mean any harm by giving you their opinion. They're just telling you what they think of the situation. So the question is, how do we deal with other people's opinions? You know, what do you guys think?
Like you say, Kenji, knowing that that opinion probably come from a good place, yeah, or it probably came from a blur place. So
Ignorance is bliss.
yeah, so it could be from the person is ignorant, but he or she does not mean any harm. And sure, it's our choice to want to take it personally or not, which by all means is not easy because as far as I know about myself, a simple comment to my comment on social media can actually derail me. Interesting, huh? So I don't know. Letting other people's opinions slide off your back, whether it be good or bad. To me, I think that's a mindset and that's a skill. Mm, if you're if you're more inclined towards negativity and being in the victim seat, then it will be harder to let it roll off. If you're more the Eva type, you don't care. It's like this person doesn't pay my bills. This person doesn't pay, so why does it matter? But I think I learned something from this conversation, and that is when you said it probably came from a good place.
Mm.
It meant no harm. The person is just expressing, and worst case, say at least somebody respond to you, so they care enough to respond.
That's true. I think no. I think you just brought up a very legit point. Like I think the next time someone sends me something that I ignore because sorry, someone sends me an opinion that I just brush off, and then they come up
Mhm.
and confront me saying things like, oh, why are you brushing off my comments? And I'll be like, hey, you should be thankful that I actually even bother reading your comments. Yeah, it's like, bro, I've got limited time and space and emotional energy to deal with you. If I think your comments are so negative that I don't even want to read them, then you should take a hint and learn. You should get a hint and learn how to be better, be more positive. Like I'm spending energy on you. You should be thankful.
Yeah,
No, that just sounds so megalomaniac.
yeah. I guess it also comes from what kind of person. I mean, like, what kind of person are you? Are you the opinionated type, or you need to have your say in a matter, or are you the type I just like it's not worth my time. It's not worth my time. Is a lot more precious. I don't need to spend. I mean, limited amount of energy for the day, so yeah. Mm,
Yeah, it's true. Everyone's got limited energy for the day, and if that person chooses to spend that energy on you, you should be thankful. I personally think that way.
that's a good way of looking at it. Actually, you can be
Yeah, I've
thankful
got I've
about
got
it.
I've got this person who sends me messages that I couldn't care to respond to every single day. Like
Oh, okay.
I don't want to know if you just divorced your husband. That's got nothing to do with me, you know.
Mm.
But because that person bothered to send me a message, I just read it out of courtesy and okay, noted, thanks.
Yeah, let's put a thumbs up or put a now you know that this really um useful
No, I,
feature
I,
on
I don't
WhatsApp.
even I don't even thumbs up it. I just blue tick it
Okay.
because it's not worth my time to thumbs up it. I just blue tick it. Like uh there is a reason why I seriously don't like the response that people give noted.
Mm.
Like, what do you note? I don't know what you noted. Did you note the
Yeah, what do you
message?
mean?
Do you
Yeah, what,
note
what
my
do you mean by noted?
Yeah, what do you mean by noted? Do you note my message? Do you note my intention behind the message? Did you even read my message? What do you note? Tell me, Like, if you're gonna tell me noted, what the heck did you note? I didn't send you a note. I sent you a message.
Yeah, so what do you wrote notes or something? So what response would you prefer if the word noted kind of like triggers you? It's like actually it kind of like triggers me as well. I don't like the word. I don't like it when people say noted.
Yeah, it's like noted. What the
It's
heck do you
the-
note? Like, did you write down note something? You know,
Yep,
am I supposed to know that you noted something? What? Like, okay, so if I,
precisely.
you know, the worst one is when I ask them a question like, so are we doing lunch? Noted. What?
But that's not even a yes or no.
Yeah. Like, what the heck is that supposed to mean? You know, like, hey, we're supposed to meet at 4 p.m. today, yeah? Noted. Like, what? So just tell me, okay, you're cool to go, or not okay, you're not cool to go. What the heck is noted supposed to mean? What do you note? And it doesn't help that the first three alphabets of noted is not.
No, yes.
Right? Yeah, it's like, no? What? And you know how WhatsApp is like, they will truncate the message if it's too long, right?
Yep.
And then it goes like, something something no. And I'm like, no what? And then I click into it and it goes noted. I'm like, the insert.
Everyone who's watching this now, you know that when Kenji sends you something, do not say noted if you want to spoil his day.
Yeah, like
Or if you
say
want to test
noted if
it,
you want to spoil my day, right?
or you want to trigger him on purpose, then you say noted.
Yeah, I seriously think they do that on purpose, man. Like, oh, you know. But I know Richard does that a lot. I know. I'm sorry.
What does he do?
Noted.
Really? If he says noted, maybe.
He said that to me right back then.
I don't know how his correspondence are like with other colleagues and
No,
workers and
he
such.
doesn't correspond that way, but he says it.
What?
Yeah. But this was years ago, right? It was years ago. Probably changed. I'm
I
pretty
thought not.
sure meeting you has improved him on that front.
I thought noted was only something that is written down. You don't actually say noted.
Oh no, man! Like
It's
people actually use the word like noted. I'm like,
okay. How about Roger then? Okay, Roger that. Copy that.
yeah, even copy that is better than noted.
Right? More
Yeah.
class.
No, like copy that actually means that I understood what you said. I literally copied what you said. Copy that, right? Noted is like, what did you note?
I have someone that actually, when I said copy that, and the person actually asked, copy what?
Yeah,
I said, oh,
yeah, and you can actually ask them copy what. But if someone says noted, you can't really say note what.
no what?
Or maybe I will do that. Maybe the next time someone says okay noted, I'll send them note what.
Yeah, that might help to break the cycle.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Like, we gonna deal with other people's opinions? Noted. Like, what the?
Said noted. Said, what have you just noted?
Exactly. Do you note that
No
we need to
what?
deal with something, or do you note that we need to deal with other people's opinions, or do you note that other people have opinion?
Okay, try that and then share it during next session on the cloud and see how did that go with people. Say, what did you just noted? No what?
Yeah,
Did
like
that
note
help to
what?
break the cycle?
Yeah. But I think the powerful part of this question is, how can we keep control and still allow space for other people's opinions? What do we do?
Mm.
What do you think?
Space brothers. What do you mean by keep control?
What do I mean by keep control? Basically, we're talking about we are the driver of our bus, right? So we want to control our bus. We want to control our emotions. We want to control the direction of where we're going. So, like for example, this person is going through a rough time in their relationship with their boyfriend or whoever, right? How can they keep control and still allow space for other people's opinions? You know, I've got a friend who is actually having a tough time with her boyfriend right now, and I find it very difficult to give her advice because I don't want to change her opinion. Like, I don't want to be responsible for changing her opinion, but at the same time, I want her to be able to understand that some things need to be looked at. So it's a very tight line for me to walk. But when I think about it in her perspective, right? How can she maintain her decision and still listen to what I have to say? Now that's another question, which I think we need to be able to answer.
I suppose by understanding where they're coming from first, and refraining from giving advice, but letting them come up with their own solutions and find their way. And and basically for this, like using a friend as an example, because you know that giving advice might alter her opinion. And
So that happens if we are giving the advice, but what if we are receiving the advice? You know what I'm
we
saying?
can choose, actually we can choose to, if we don't like the advice or we don't want the advice, we can actually point it out by drawing a boundary and say thank you for thank you for advice, but I don't think I need it. Right?
Well, that's something I never thought of.
You can actually you can actually draw a boundary on that, because in most cases, like a conversation with that friend of yours, it sounds like perhaps what she wanted was just someone to listen, unless she explicitly asked for what to do
Yeah, I'm
from
saying
you.
that, like, sometimes people give unsolicited advice, and sometimes
Yeah.
people give solicited advice that we are not sure if we want to change our minds because of that advice, things like that. But you're right,
Yeah.
we always have the choice to say no to the advice.
Yeah.
And this is something that I never thought of. Today book club is about Ray reading deeper into stuff than Kenji.
Even though my mind is not very deep. No,
Aye, come on.
no, seriously, guys. I don't read enough to form very deep opinions, so to speak. I wish I can, but you see, that's what it's about.
But
It's to help to stimulate the mind to think a little bit deeper,
you,
because we're
you
all trying to discover ourselves.
you need to go easier on yourself, just a little bit easier on yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself.
Really? But
Yeah.
I want to think deeper. And I never thought myself as being that deep. I've met people who are very deep on themselves, and that's like boss level. I'm still like cream
I,
puff level.
I am a strong believer that everyone has something that they have that is deeper than everybody else. So this may
Mm.
just be your forte and not mine.
Mm.
Or
Food for
to
thought.
or to place it in a more musical way. This could be your forte to my piano.
Okay,
uh,
that kind of makes sense, I think. Anywho,
yeah, that would miss
moving
everybody
on.
who doesn't play the piano. But yeah, anyway, which brings us to this point that Joy makes. People die the most at 9 a.m. on Monday instead of going to work because they don't think they have a choice. The reality
I
is,
feel
we have that choice.
I feel that the word die here is like metaphorical or something. It's like it's not literally
Oh no,
like die.
I
Yeah,
checked
but
that out
die
before.
maybe inside or mentally.
I checked it out before. The first time I read this book, I actually Googled it. And the statistics were that people die most at 9 a.m. Monday, 6 a.m. on Saturday, 6 a.m. on Sunday, until COVID hit, and then every stats just went out the window. Yeah.
It's really a sad statement when I read that. It's like it's so dire.
That is true, right? Which is the reason why I think whatever we are doing here, this book club, is important. Yeah. I'm not about to go Christian on people and say this is God's work. No. But I think it's important that we highlight to everyone that you have a choice. Just like what you said, I have a choice. I can choose whether that I can choose whether I want to take other people's advice or not. And I think that's very powerful. Right? I can choose whether I want to stay down or not. That is very powerful. Rocky Balboa said, it's not about how hard you can take the hit. It's about how many times you can stand back up after taking those hits. Because whenever you stand back up, you continue from where you left off. If you stay down, then you have to start from the beginning. And we always forget that we have this choice to get back up where we left off. And I think
it's relatable to my solo this coming Saturday.
Your
See?
Wow. Now I really need to make sure I drive like a maniac to make sure I get there on time.
Get the good seats, yeah, because it's the stuff yourself.
Oh man, don't rub it in. Alright, so changing our energy. Realizing that we have a choice in our energy is very powerful, and understanding that our energy affects where we drive the bus to. This is remarkable in and of itself. This is the next level of understanding that we have a choice. First of all, we know that we have a choice. And then now we understand that whatever we choose affects where our bus goes. If you choose to go left, your bus goes left. If you choose to go up, your bus goes up. If you choose to stay down, your bus stalls.
Stay flat.
Yeah, and the problem is that the bus doesn't stop moving. It's like, can I just stop the timer here, wallow in my sadness all I want, and then press the timer again to continue my bus?
Well, if you're a bus driver and that's your occupation, then I think that's a pretty bad idea.
Too bad we don't have a choice in that matter, right? Time will continue regardless of what we choose to do, right? So I think that's an amazing fact to take note of, right? And anything else you want to add to this changing our energy?
Well, the fact that when I mentioned that if we see ourselves as bus drivers, and that the people that hop on and hop off our bus are our friends, our acquaintances, our friends and family, then if you stop, let's say you pull over at the side to wallow in whatever adversity or circumstance that you're put in, then whoever's on your bus at the time will also get affected.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, think about it.
This is the third time I'm reading this book, and the second book club I'm doing this book with, and this is the first time I'm hearing this analogy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just dawns to me. It's like if you really are a driver of a bus and you pull over because something stopped you on the way, and somebody and these are all the passengers that you're carrying, they will get affected too because they are on your bus.
Damn, Ray, you're on a roll today.
Am I? Oh, okay. Must be the meditation yesterday.
Hey, that's the third time I had a wow moment today, man.
So I'm glad I'm contributing something of value.
Oh, come on. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Take the compliment.
Thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, but you're right. You're so right. Like, I never thought of it that way. If I'm the bus driver and I'm telling everybody I'm the bus driver, right? And everyone's gotten on my bus. and I decide to stop the bus and wallow in sadness, the bus continues moving. I don't get to stop the bus because time doesn't stop for anyone.
Yeah.
And there's all these people on the bus now who are, if they're nice people, they'll be like, oh, bus driver, get on the bus again, let's go. But if they're bad people, they'll be like, oh, this shitty bus driver, is making me late
Yeah.
for work, and yeah, the guy's
From
gonna go
where
all
one?
George on me or something.
What's this? What's the bus service in Malaysia called again? Take a
Rapid
bus to
Cal.
No offense to-
Yeah, wow. But that was powerful insights, right? Really, really, truly, truly amazing. And
Thank you. Glad you found it as insightful.
yeah, and it brings home Joy's point that the closer you are to the truth, the simpler things get. Right? That analogy of if you stop the bus, everybody has to stop with you, right? It's so simple,
Yes.
but it's so true, right? Wow. That's amazing. Okay. So, worksheet for the week. All right. These are not prepared by me. These are prepared by Joy, right?
Yeah, these are in the book actually.
Yeah, these are in the book. Okay, so those of you guys who have the book, these are the 3 questions from the book. What are your vision for your life, including your health? Okay, and what is your vision for your work, your career, your job, and your team? All right, and lastly, what's your vision for your family and your relationships? What do you think? Should we discuss these questions now or next week?
Let's do next week. This seems like a very fun. I won't say it's fun, but these are questions that is good to check in every once in a while, like maybe
Yeah.
once or twice a year, something, and see where you are. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a good. It is good to take the time and space to actually process these questions.
I agree. We are also kind of short on time today, so
Yeah,
let's
it's already 12.
let's do it next week.
Awesome.
Okay.
Just send a reminder.
Yeah, I'll send it
You
out
got
to the
homework,
group.
homework,
And,
homework.
yeah, let's get our homework done. So those of you guys in the audience who would be joining us next week, you could also take a screenshot of these questions and join us next week for them. All right.
Yeah, take the weekend to or over a cup of coffee to crunch those questions.
Over a cup of coffee, over a cup of wine, over a cup of whiskey, whatever your favorite beverage is.
In the bathtub, yeah.
In the bathtub. Wow.
Yeah, like that sensory deprivation thing just float there.
Okay, so the lesson for the day. All right, what's your lesson for the day? I know my lesson for the day. My lesson for the day is Ray is deep.
That's not related to the book.
But in terms of what's related to the book, I think that last analogy you gave. You're the driver of your bus. And always remember that if your bus slows down, your bus breaks down, or your bus goes forward, your bus goes happy, everyone has to follow.
Yes. The passengers on your bus, don't forget them. They are there too. They're on your bus. They get affected too.
I know, right? Like, I cannot imagine. No, sorry, not that I cannot imagine. I don't want to deal with an angry customer on my bus.
Oh no, he's gonna like bang the windows and things that we don't want that. But maybe it's up to us to calm the fella down. I don't know, make a difference in this angry person's day. We can choose to do that.
Well, that's true, and I think the first way to do it is to drive properly.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Yeah. Oh my god. I will try not to be late. I'm telling you in advance, I might be late.
It's just a case of whether you can get good seats. Okay, so lesson for the day for me is I really want to meet this Eva person. No, her ability to choose to be positive and not to wallow as a victim in the circumstances when she had that snatch thief incident. To me, that's something very applicable. And that book that you were sharing by The Gift, written by Edith, also
The
a
Choice.
cellmate with Victor Frankl, The Choice. Okay, so yeah, I would like to check out that book actually if I have the chance to. I'm currently reading another book called Robin Sharma. You have probably heard before. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So
This is the book that I'm currently reading.
Richard Adams. He sounds familiar. But
Richard
what's
Adams.
the
There
what
you
is
go.
the title? Shar.
Shardik.
Okay, I'm not sure what that.
Just for
Shar.
reference, this is how thick it is.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just showing off now.
So yes, that will be my lesson: the power to choose. And about the cliche, love yourself and you love everyone else. Too cliche for me.
No, I think love everyone and you will love yourself. I think it that way. Because if you love everyone, among all of them, one of them will make sure that they love you.
They can feel your vibe.
Now it's like what you said, you know. If you drive the bus well, one of your passengers is gonna thank you.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And about you meeting Eva, okay? You are officially part of my team as of today. Congratulations, welcome to the team. So
That sound effect, the applause sound effect. Yay!
where was it? Where was it? Where was it? This one?
That's not good. It sounds like I just joined a cult or something. Okay. Wood.
Yeah. So, yeah, you will get the opportunity to meet up with Eva real soon, and I need to catch up with you on that cup of coffee to explain some of the things about the team with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get members price, yeah, for the mouthwash.
Definitely. Everything's members price for you now because you're officially part of my team. Welcome to the team.
Wood. Thanks to my wisdom tooth. Or is that what the wisdom tooth is for? To open opportunities.
It shines wisdom on you. Ah, Seva.
Wish that it hurt so much. Okay, guys. So
So we'll end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week.
thank you.